Hello there, StarCraft fans. Welcome back here. Matt here with Matt and Steve SC, solo casting the Ever OSL. This is day 4, round of 16. This game is going to be YellOw versus ZerO, and I am excited. ZerO is one of my favorite Zerg players. Even if he's not always the best ZVZ, I have seen him do some really creative play. I'm talking a lot about the BlizzCon Invitational, where he played against Effort and Savior. I mean, he was very sexy. He played very, very well. And certainly ZVZ is his weakest matchup, so it's not like he is an amazing ZVZ player, but he is certainly a very skilled player, very young, with his awesome, super studly purple glasses there on the right. That's right. That is his source of true power as he adjusts the purple glorious spectacles that are in fact a spectacle themselves. That's right. You heard it here first. Anyways, so YellOw has been stinking a little bit like yellow cheese. Has not been playing very well. Been losing the majority of his games. Both him and ZerO are both 47% in their games against Zerg. So, yeah, not all that great. ZerO has recently won several of his games, has beaten Savior, beaten Jaedong, to name a few, but has also went on quite a losing streak where he won like 1 out of 12 games or something like that, kind of early in September. Although recently won 4 in a row in the Pro League, which is pretty cool. So we're going to get the colors here real quick. And, alright, ZerO is blue, which would mean YellOw is purple. That's always confusing. Of course, this is YellOw ArnC. I refuse to call him YellOw ArnC or ArnC because there's no A there. Alright, well, I'm a little bit more comfortable here. This is my matchup, or this is my game. I am a Zerg player, probably will be till the day I die, and even though Steve owns me with his storms, one of these days I will be able to counter him, and I will return to the glory days of Doom drops and you know, all that fun stuff. Should be noticed that YellOw recently lost to July, and man, that is depressing, because if you've been seeing how July has been playing in the recent MSL videos, you would be, oh, that looks delicious. That looks scrumptious, quite scrumptious. I don't know if maybe they brought that from one of the announcers. I wish somebody would bring me caramel corn or Cracker Jacks or whatever. Or wait, no, Crunch and Munch. You always want to munch and crunch some Crunch and Munch. Dude, they always have that at like the 99-cent stores, and it is quite good. Alright, so we see a slight deviation here. Currently, it looks like YellOw's going to go for the earlier pull. I'm assuming ZerO is going to go for an overpull, something along those lines. Maybe actually it looks like a 12 pull is probably what he's going to go for. So he is going to have more of an economy, but not quite have the pull up as early. So there we go. Getting the pull up a little bit later. The map we're playing on is El Nino, which is a 3-player map. So a slight deviation like that can make more of a difference in these games, especially, of course, in ZVZ games. Although it's not going to be a huge deal, I think that the Lings should be able to pop out in time for ZerO to be able to defend his base all right, even though there really isn't a ton of space between the bases as far as this goes on a 3-player map. On a 4-player map, it is much easier to deviate a little bit more and you know, get a little bit more crazy with your builds, because it just takes so much longer for the players to get to each other's bases. So both players are scouting each other, so that is good. They're both scouting in the right direction, so they are going to be able to or are they? Yes, I believe they are. It's hard for me to see on the mini-map exactly what's going on currently, but you'll notice that, and I should have noticed this a lot earlier, YellOw is actually going to go for a quick lair right now. He's upgrading to lair, whereas ZerO is getting his expansion. ZerO is going to have to defend this with Gosu Ling Micro, and I think he can do it. ZerO is a very skilled player, and I've seen it a lot of times in these situations, it actually ends up where the player who went for the expansion ends up being in the lead. And obviously it does depend a lot on the skill levels of each player. But, I mean, ZerO, look how quick he's able to get that concave up. I mean, so quick, able to reinforce it with more Lings. And he just looks calm as ever, man. Doesn't look like calm, he's just calm, although a game is coming up with calm. I think it's the next game we're going to do. But anyways, yeah, so I tend to see where the player who kind of takes the risk, so to speak, and ends up getting his expansion, ends up getting in the lead simply from being able to get the extra gas for when, obviously, inevitably, you do go to Beautilisk play and you get the Spire up and running. So right now it looks like YellOw is going to lay off, and again, you know, he is going to be able to get the Spire earlier, so that's basically the idea, and ZerO has to do some damage here and has to delay this essentially, and do his best, which it looks like he is. I've seen some incredible Zergling play from ZerO, so if he can get this done, if he can try to break through this, I think he'll have a chance, but it looks like YellOw is doing a pretty good job of keeping things there. So it does look like ZerO at this point, they're both about the same as far as food goes. They're actually the opposite as far as gas goes and everything, because ZerO hasn't really been focusing as much on gas. ZerO is going to switch to gas right about now, and he is going to send those drones over so that he can start producing the Spire and start getting things going. But I think ZerO is going to be able to hold this off all right. I don't think this is anything crazy. I mean, obviously he knows at this point that YellOw hasn't expanded. I mean, he's sitting at his ramp right there. So, you know, he knows that he just knows exactly what's going on at this point. So I don't think he's too worried here. Is that a second hatchery going up in his base? I'm assuming that's the case there. The Spire goes up right now. So the Spire is actually popping quite a bit earlier. So YellOw is going to get his Beautilisk going out right now, and oh, we do see the evolution chamber going up, and it has been going up, so this is essentially going to be a race because ZerO is going to have to get some spore colonies, so he is not going to be able to get the Beautilisk up, but again, if ZerO can defend off with these spore colonies, he is going to be very well off as far as economy goes, and this might go to kind of the mid game here, and he is going to lose that Overlord. He is going to have to produce another Overlord because he will be side blocked once that Overlord goes down. But ZerO, this really all comes down to getting the spore colonies up, and I think he is going to get the spore colony up barely just in time, possibly. Yes, he is going to get it up in time. So 2 spore colonies going up in his base, preemptively knowing what's happening here. And again, if ZerO can hold this off, I think he's going to be okay as far as things go. This could cause him to eventually take the game over, but I'm thinking if that is the case, it is going to go into the mid game. We're going to see if he can avoid here. Yes, good job moving his drones away. Act like I'm talking ZerO. Good job, ZerO. Good job moving your drones away, buddy. You're the best. Also moving away Overlords as well, rather than trying to keep them to get the spore colonies. I guess that was kind of a preemptive move, but a lot of Zerglings coming out. Well, a lot of Zerglings for ZerO as well. So either way, 2 players playing 2 completely different strategies, but able to kind of, you know, counter each other here. And we're going to see how well. Now, if these Lings can take off the spore colonies, that is going to be huge. And that is exactly probably what the Lings are going to try to do. But a great wall. Very good placement with the sunken colony as well. Excellent placement by ZerO. ZerO already has his Mutilings. He has his Beautilisk out right now and has a greater number of Lings. ZerO, I think, just took the advantage with that. If he didn't already have an economy advantage, ZerO has an advantage right now. I think he has enough Lings. He was able to ward off the attack. He didn't lose any drones, I don't think. Maybe one, and then already is GG from YellOw. Wow, early GGs here coming from these players. YellOw just knew he had lost. He knew, again, if you cannot break that, if you can't take out that second base, or at least take out enough drones to make a difference, when the Zerg player goes for that expansion and gets it, look at that! Look at the yawn! That was almost a ceremony from ZerO. I'm wondering, yawning as he walks out of his booth because he says that was just way too easy. And YellOw, you know, not doing the greatest right now. Hopefully he can pick himself back up. But ZerO with a great win. Just very good play, very good block, very good anticipation. ZerO knew exactly what he was doing the entire game. YellOw did too, but I think ZerO was just a little bit better at what he's doing. So there's ZerO. ZerO, I love you, man. I love you. I wish I would have had you autograph a box of StarCraft that I could keep instead of the ones that I'm giving away, but oh well. Next time, buddy. Hopefully you'll come back to BlizzCon next year. Alright, guys. We are going to come back here. The next game is going to be Calm versus Effort. Should be hopefully not as short, but we never know. I'll see you guys then.